You have half an hour? I have some time. We plan for 20
It's really slow.
It's only that slide, right?
Huh?
Is it only this slide with
Okay.
So please take your seats.
Okay, I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right
Quick.
Okay, well, in any case, my co-presenter just went to grab water. I'm not going to start without her.
Welcome everyone to the next talk. This is about the user experience of Wikimedia, the basis of Wikipedia. And I'm very happy to introduce the two speakers. It's Guillaume, Paumier, and Parul, Vora. So please welcome them.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. You'll have to excuse me. I'm getting over a bad cold. But we're here to talk. My name is Parul Vora. I'm a researcher and designer at the Wikimedia Foundation, which is the nonprofit that runs Wikipedia.
And my name is Guillaume Paumier. I'm a longtime Wikipedian, and I joined the staff of the foundation last year as a product manager and designer for our multimedia usability project. So just a quick recap. You certainly know Wikipedia, but you may not know that Wikipedia is only one project, in the Wikimedia family. So we have about a dozen other projects that work like Wikipedia, but Wikipedia is the encyclopedia, and we have other projects for quotations or textbooks, etc. And images. Do you want me to? Okay. So Wikipedia was created in 2001. This is just a very quick recap of what Wikimedia is. So Wikipedia and Wikipedia websites are in the top 5 most visited websites worldwide. 371 million unique visitors per month. We have about, more than 250 different language editions of Wikipedia, which are not necessarily translations of one another. There is absolutely no advertising on Wikipedia or any other Wikimedia website, and you don't have to pay anything to use Wikipedia. So Parul and I are members of the Wikimedia Foundation staff, which has about 40 employees. We will probably reach about 100 by the end of the year. And we're here today to present the work that we've done as part of restricted grants, specifically on usability. Well, they were called usability, but we have done some lobbying to call them user experience.
So in March of 2009, the Wikimedia Foundation received a grant to lower the barriers for entry for new editors to edit Wikipedia. Wikipedia was designed by developers, and like most open source projects, it suffers from a lot of, over-design of features, and a lot of developers are adding tools for their particular use when they're not looking at the overall user experience. This was the first time that the foundation had actually employed staff for research and design. So whereas before the entire development initiative was done by a community of volunteers, we were staff members that were tasked at looking at the experience for new users. We started off with a user experience study or usability study, looking at new users. We interviewed 10 users in the Bay Area and 5 users remotely across the United States. And some of the major takeaways were that editing Wikipedia makes people feel stupid. Frequently, like, people talked about all the text that they encountered when they entered the editing interface. And people had difficulties understanding the translation between what they saw when they were editing Wikipedia and what they get when they look at an article. Psychological barriers aside, we decided to tackle these technological barriers, and we structured 3 releases around 3 studies, and prioritized the features that we came up with after the first study in terms of the highest impact and the lowest cost and resources for us, because there's just me and then 2 other developers and then 1 QA engineer. We implemented a new skin, which cleared up a lot of the clutter that you saw that was the legacy of MediaWiki. We created a clear navigation structure to allow people to find article pages, discussion pages, and edit pages more readily. We included inline help in the editing interface, so people weren't going down the rabbit hole of Wikipedia help elsewhere. And we also created dialogues to aid people through their first edits, adding links, adding tables, and adding things other than just plain text. We tested these features in a beta prototype on 6 languages. So the grant was originally just targeted for English Wikipedia. Obviously, the mission is structured around a global outlook. And a big part of our process in these beta prototypes was leveraging the community. We had a wiki that was used to gather feedback. We allowed people to opt in and out of that beta and give us survey feedback, telling us about things that they liked, things that they didn't like. We used Bugzilla to track bugs with the beta prototype. And we also used the community to help localize some of the design items and localize some of the text of our work itself. And in March of this year, we took the most successful of those features and put them live on the English Wikipedia. Later in May of this year, we released those features to the top 10 Wikipedias. And as of last week, I think you should also see that the Finnish Wikipedia and the other top 60 languages now all have these features. And if I can show you. So you'll see here we separated the navigation so you can easily go in between article and discussion pages, and you can find your way to the edit page. We cleaned up this left navigation. It was like overwhelmed with endless clicks or links to choose from. And the toolbar was previously a collection of random icons, and now we've limited those icons to the tools that are most frequently used by Wikipedia editors, both new and advanced. And then you can still find all of your typical functions under an advanced toolbar. And here we also have inline help that allows you to look at how to create wiki text for the most basic things that you might want to add to your article. And that's about it.
Thank you. So you might be wondering why we're actually talking to you about Wikipedia and Wikimedia, etc., since it's, well, KDE Academy. So basically the main point was that we care about user experience and you care about user experience. So we're really hoping to have a discussion with you, and we have left about 10 minutes at the end of this talk to have a Q&A and a discussion. You know, to share experience and maybe help each other. So Parul has told you about the Wikipedia Usability Initiative, whose goal was really to improve the editing experience, and that was one grant. And there was another grant from the Ford Foundation that was specifically targeted on uploading pictures. So I would like to do a quick poll. Who in the room has ever uploaded a file to Wikipedia? Okay, 2 people. Who has ever tried and failed or given up? Okay. So the current approach. So another question: who doesn't know what Wikimedia Commons is? Okay. I'm surprised, but it's a good surprise. Okay, great. So Wikimedia Commons is the central repository for all Wikimedia projects for multimedia files. And the current upload form is, well, complicated, to put it mildly. Basically, the upload form on Wikimedia Commons is the same upload form that that comes with any MediaWiki installation, and it has been customized over the years, but by the users and administrators, etc. It hasn't really been improved by developers. So it's just, you know, a very basic system on which has been added a layer of JavaScript, but it doesn't really replace core improvements. And basically the whole point of these so-called improvements were to set up traps for the user so that if they don't know what they're doing, then they will fail or give up. So by doing that, the community of Wikimedia Commons was making sure that they wouldn't have too many copyright violations, etc., to deal with. I'm going to show you very briefly the current interface.
It's scary.
So, as for any MediaWiki installation, you have to be logged in to upload a file. Thank you. So, if you're trying to upload a file to Wikimedia Commons, the first step is to actually find how to do that, and it's not that obvious. So you have an upload file link in the sidebar, which directs you to this page, which is, well, it's not too enticing, but it could be worse. Now let's say I took a picture and it's my own work and I'm the only one who has copyright over it, and I just want to put it into Wikipedia. So that should be a really straightforward case. So if I take a look at this list, then I would choose the first one, and I would expect a pretty simple page where I would, you know, put my file and be done with it. And this is the page that I would see. Yeah, I won't even, try to read all there is on this page. Yeah. So if you take a look at the scroll bar here, you can see that the page is quite long, and that is only the simplest case. Can you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know how to use a Mac, so. So the main reason for what that happened is because, MediaWiki was first developed for Wikipedia, which is an encyclopedia, and it's mostly text-based, and Commons is a repository for media files. So we thought maybe MediaWiki was not the best tool for that. And actually, it's a pretty good tool if you do the needed improvements in MediaWiki core or with an extension. So how we did that is that we studied very closely the current upload form, and we tried to find out what was broken. So we also did, like for the other grant, testing in a lab, etc. But we did it later because we had already a pretty good idea of what was broken. And we also did a lot of user research to try to find out the goals of the users and why they would like to share their files on Wikimedia Commons and how they would expect to do that in order to design the best experience for them. And the experience that would match their mental model as closely as possible. So this research was done by several methods, like a user survey, interviews, and we also collected their feedback in an open forum where they could just, be free and just tell us what they were frustrated about. The result of this preliminary research was a design of a new upload wizard whose goal, instead of setting up traps for the user, would be to try and guide them and hold their hand, and at the same time empower power users to skip the steps that they don't want to proceed with. So I'm going to show you the prototype of the new uploader wizard. This prototype is public, so if you want to try it out later, you're totally free to do that, and you can actually use your. So I'm going to use a test account. So I'm going to use the same use case as before, which is I took a picture, I would like to upload it and put it in Wikipedia. How do I do that? So instead of presenting the user with one very long page and lots of fields, we design a wizard with several steps. And when we did the study in the lab, with real users actually trying this new interface, it proved to be quite successful. Usually the user, when they see that page, they immediately click on the huge click here link. So I guess you recognize the subject of the picture. Another big improvement with this form is that you can actually upload several files at once. That may actually be a desirable feature for KDE's wikis. While I'm at it, so this is just a prototype for now, but it will be released as an extension for MediaWiki, so anyone can use it as they want. So instead of having this huge list of fields, we have very simple questions that aim to guide the user in the right branch of the tree, of the decision tree. So this is my own work, so I'm just giving that answer, and then I'm saying I, Guillaume Paumier, the copyright holder, etc. So I'm basically, by saying that, I say that anyone can reuse the file freely, etc. under a Creative Commons license. And then I proceed to the next page. And here we have a very basic so what you're seeing on this page is a very simplified interface where instead of having this huge list of fields, we only present the user with the field that makes sense for them or that are required by the community, like the license. People who want to add more files, to add more information, for example, when the date, what date the file was created, can do so, but it's not required. And when you're done, the wizard gives you the actual wiki code that you can copy paste in order to insert that file into, for example, a Wikipedia page. That's a temporary solution. We have other improvements in progress to make that even easier. So we have a handful of additional features that we want to add, like, for example, suggesting categories for the user to classify their picture. We also have some polishing and prepare for the deployment, for example, cross-browser compatibility and accessibility and that kind of thing. But we're hoping to deploy that on Wikimedia Commons around September, if all goes well.
So both of our projects were the results of grant-based work, but the Stanton grant proved successful. We had a retention rate across all languages of about 75%, and I'm sure Guillaume's project will have the same kind of success. And so the foundation has seen the value of this type of user experience work in creating a better Wikimedia and MediaWiki software forever. And so this type of work is going to be institutionalized into the foundation, so there will be regular research and design staff. Some things on the forefront, like a lot of the things in the Stanton usability study that we couldn't attack, a lot of the WYSIWYG editing, rich text editing, because they took too long. We'll be focusing on those things. Other things upcoming are looking at how to rate the quality of an article and reflect this in the article page, and I'm sure new developments to Commons and the integration of Commons into Wikimedia or Wikipedia. So, do you guys have any questions?
Yes.
Are you planning any templates for Wikipedia? For creating new pages?
Well, any work with templates? Actually, that's something that I neglected to mention. A big part of our work was those haven't been iterated on enough to be part of the actual deployment on English Wikipedia. But that's in the works, and that'll be part of upcoming deployments.
Are you talking about the formatting templates inside MediaWiki or the skins? Okay. Because templates can mean several things.
Yeah.
Okay, my question would be, what were your biggest problems during this work?
I think, well, for me, I can say that finding ways to actively engage the community was the most difficult because there's IRC, there's these wiki pages, and we have feedback coming from all different angles. Some of it angry reactions to change, some of it really useful feedback, and we had such a limited staff. It was just 3 of us really doing all of this work that to even find time to pour through all this feedback proved really, really difficult. And excuse me? Yeah, we got quite a bit. We have a wiki, I'm sure we'll have the address here later, but we had, you know, I don't know the actual stats on it, but thousands of active contributors on the wiki for just our project. And people were involved in the IRC channels. We had open office hours whenever we could. But yeah, the amount of feedback and involvement was overwhelming. I think on our beta prototype, we had about 600,000 users that opted in. And most of those contributed to a survey that we did.
I think another main concern is that both our projects were specifically targeting new users. I mean, experienced users can usually manage even if we have wiki code or if the commons upload form is really complicated. I mean, if you really want to upload your picture, then maybe you're going to be frustrated, but you'll eventually manage. And so it's not always easy to convince the community of experienced users that what you're doing is good for the community and will actually help recruit new people that otherwise wouldn't join the project.
One last question.
So for some of the stuff you already have brought into real use, have you been able to measure any difference in the usage pattern or the amount of edits or uploads or anything you get?
We are tracking the amount of edits, but we don't expect to see any major spike because of the changes that we've made, and accordingly haven't seen any major spike. We imagine it's something that will show its effect over time. And another really useful way for us to look at it is actually new wikis that are not quite as mature as, say, English or French or Polish Wikipedia that use this interface and seeing if they have a different development pattern than, say, English Wikipedia.
So it's something in a year or two you might be able to see that.
Yeah.
Something you see an immediate dramatic effect.
No.
And for Commons, for example, it hasn't been released yet. It will be released during the fall if all goes well. So we'll need more time to see. But we already have some qualitative data with the studies that we did in the labs, for example. So for Commons, we tested the current upload form and the new upload form, and we we watched the users as they were interacting, and we also asked them to rate from 1 to 10, I think. So I think the mean for the current upload form was 4 point something, and that's actually very kind. And the average for the new upload form was 8 or 9 point something. So we don't have quantitative data yet, but we have qualitative data.
And that qualitative data, I mean, the studies were done with, I think, something like 12 users, and I mean, 6 is usually enough to get a good idea, but that kind of self-reporting seems pretty solid for now.
Just before we leave, so we are the Wikipedia folks. Come talk to us. We're here until Monday, probably. We wanted to have a workshop to see what kind of collaboration we could have with the KDE community, but we're leaving early to attend another conference, so we won't be there for the workshops. So if you want to talk to us before that, I mean, just talk to us, come to us.
If you don't like us, you can talk to us through the wiki online. Thanks.
Thank you very much. So we have a couple of minutes to